Well, my wife and I live in a remote location in the West Kootenays, so isolation isn't a problem, but finding a hairdresser certainly is. I've been letting my hair get a bit longer lately, but it's been about 12 weeks now since my last haircut. I was kidding around with some staff that I was growing my hair and goatee as a tribute to my favorite entrepreneur, Colonel Saunders, but I think I'm getting closer to Willie Nelson lately. Way back in the 70s, my brother was working in the foundries in southern Ontario, performing radiography mostly, I believe. And he moved to Edmonton and started working in the same NDT field in the oil and gas petrochemical sector. The company he was working for was looking for help, and I was in the last semester of grade 12. So I asked to leave early. My grades were good, so they gave me my diploma. And out west I headed. I was 17. By 19, I was a CGSB level 2 radiographer and running my own truck as a subcontractor. I liked the company I was working for so much I bought it, and it grew to a reasonably large service company. For a number of reasons, I sold it about 15 years ago, and simultaneously Rob and I started IR. For why, I guess we saw a need. Both Rob and I saw that there was better ways of doing things, and there was little will to change by the current suppliers. At the time, there was a lot of change happening in the world of NDT, UT and phased array, digital dosimetry, digital survey instruments, digital radiography was even being proposed in more advanced sectors. And of course, that was about the time Nordion was pulling out of the industrial market. There was an opportunity to secure the Sentinel line of products from QSA Global, and there was also the change in regulatory response. The CNSC was redefining the way they were approaching enforcement, and we saw the writing on the wall for pneumatic exposure devices, and that was the majority of the exposure devices in Canada. So there was a big opportunity. We also saw there was a big opportunity to change the industry by exposing it to what the world had to offer, and also complete turnover exposure equipment. That was a big reason we started. Western Canada is a huge market. And people needed to be woken up to that, and I think IR had a lot to do with putting NDT in Western Canada on the map for innovative suppliers. However, I think the biggest advantage that IR has, and still has, is that we have a mission. Right from the start, we knew exactly what we wanted to do, and it hasn't changed a bit. And it's now documented as our mission statement. Well, for starters, the symbiosis that Rob and I have is not usual. It allows us to focus on what we're both good at, and I think it makes us stronger. Rob has this ability to make decisions based on intuition, gut feeling sort of thing. I don't mean that he just does things off the cuff. On the contrary, he's able to file his experiences he's had and has the confidence to recall them to make a quick decision that's usually spot on. Rob also has great mechanical skills. He understands equipment very well, and this was a great asset with the new cable-driven exposure devices we're going to offer. I'm more analytical, I think. I have to study things, be assured that I'm doing the right thing. I have to weigh both sides and then the pros and cons. I'm also not very mechanically inclined, at least not as mechanically inclined as Rob. I kind of get the nickname around the shop of cross threads, so you can take it from there. I also think our management style has been key. Neither one of us wants to micromanage. We also see the benefits of having well-trained staff. Today the world is managed by technocrats. One solution fits all with little common sense. you have a departmentalized businesses and even governments that don't or won't work with each other. It's the way we were taught and how the world thinks. Both Rob and I have fought this idea. We believe that our staff should be able to make decisions for our clients quickly without having to worry about the boss getting upset. This means that staff need to be well trained, but also means that our clients don't have to wait while Rob or I debate, what to do about a problem. As a radiographer, I know I wanted to go to work, not haggle about defective product or poor service. I wanted results. We also don't believe one solution fits all. IR makes mistakes, but our guarantee is that we'll honestly look at the mistake internally or externally. We'll do our best to fix it. Well, not much, and I guess a whole lot. We're not seeing much in the way of innovation, really. The microchip was the innovation that has changed the world in the last 50 years, and now we're just adding fluff to that. What the next truly innovative change will be is unknown, but it will probably be brought about by need. Maybe new energy source or a cure for the problems associated with old age. As far as NDT, I don't see much in the way of new technologies or any single technology taking over. The one thing I do see is a revolution in how we handle data. The digital revolution has the ability to change the way we handle and distribute information. Right now we have created all these silos. Everyone wants to have control over the information, that their proprietary way of handling it, and everybody does it a little different way. They're afraid to share it. Information is seen as a liability. If someone knows what you know, they can use it to their advantage or worse, against you in some way. I'll give you an example. When I was a radiographer, I finished up a pipeline job and stopped off on my way home to visit the inspector, my boss on the job, at his job trailer. Well, I found him out back trying to burn the radiographs I'd spent weeks creating in a barrel used to burn garbage. To him, the reports were all, that he really needed. The reports had his signature, my signature, and thus were an extension of the asset owner's liability. Destroying the film decreased the liability. Now, this wasn't done to protect the company and individuals from poorly done pipeline project. It was done because keeping information is a liability. It is a tremendous job to preserve information, especially in analog form. So I think what I see coming is a way for asset owners to combine all their digital information under one easy-to-use system that ensures security, authenticity, and the ability to retrieve and share it at the click of a mouse. Right now we have a lot of silos, and that needs to change, and it will. The companies that embrace the idea that sharing is not a bad thing will be ahead of the game. Today, digital is changing all that, not because it changes the way people think, but because it's changing the ability to store and find information. NDT has been slow to embrace this, especially in the upstream oil and gas sector. I'd also say that it's difficult to change an industry like the upstream oil and gas industry in Western Canada to use digital modalities in radiography, but it'll happen. Those that solve those limitations now present will create the opportunity to significantly change the look of radiography in our industry. I think most likely it will happen as a result of asset owners' request. Compromise. We'll need compromises in the techniques now employed. Improved equipment or some modifications of that equipment. In addition, training and education will have to keep pace, so those are opportunities as well. But it's coming, and it will come fast when it does. Information storage and sharing will be the next big thing in our industry, and we're seeing this happening now with platforms developing, in RT and other parts of the industry. And as for the what life will be like after COVID-19, that's an interesting topic for sure. I've thought a lot about it, and especially what it might mean for IR and businesses in general, and in coming years. Personally, I think this virus is a trigger for a lot of changes that are due and need to happen at the and probably will at the end of this business cycle.